Hi, my name's Teeny, and today I'll be sharing with you some tips on traveling with your baby. We took Lauren on her first trip to the US from Singapore when she was about only 8 months old. If you can, you might want to start them on shorter trips to get them used to traveling first, but if your baby's first trip is a long one, just like in our case, then you just gotta plan as much as possible and hope for the best. Before your infant can fly, you need to secure a place for her on the plane. You can choose to purchase a seat for her or have her as a lap child, in which most airlines will charge you 10% of the full fare. What we did was to go with the 10% fare and request for bulkhead seating and a bassinet for Lauren. The request, though, depends on availability, so checking in early really helps. At the check-in counter, do also check if the flight is full. Most of the time, if the flight is not full, the counter guys will most probably give you a seat for your baby. Through this trip, we traveled both with and without a separate seat for Lauren, and I have to say, it proved to be so much more comfortable for us as well as for Lauren to have a separate seat for her. Thus, when you book your flight, and you know that the flight is most probably going to be full, my advice is don't take a chance. Go ahead and book a proper seat for your child, especially if it's a long-haul flight. Another tip too, whether you've purchased a seat for your infant or not, is to always bring along your car seat. It's the safest and most comfortable way for your infant to fly. That old familiar car seat is reassuring and comforting for them, especially when it's time for them to sleep. Most airlines will allow you to wheel your stroller all the way till just before you get on the plane. It's especially useful when you have tons of stuff to bring on board, just like we did. When disembarking the plane, just let everyone off first and take your time with your infant and bags. Your stroller will be brought to as close to the plane as they can for you. Oh, by the way, your stroller and car seat do not count as part of your baggage allowance. Another useful tip we researched before flying was to let your infant suck on something like milk while taking off and landing. This helps them to pop their ears due to the change in air pressure. We timed the bottle each time we took off and landed, and Lauren had no problems equalizing the pressure in her ears. Okay, here are some useful things to bring on board the plane. Bring along a blanket and warm clothing, as it can get quite chilly on board. A baby carrier is also extremely useful on the plane if you want to soothe your baby or just carry her around the narrow aisles of the plane. And it's an absolute must if your baby is going to be a lap child for the entire flight. Do also pack at least one extra set of clothes for baby and yourself. You never know when accidents might happen. Okay, bring along enough diapers for the flight and throw in a couple more just in case of any flight delay. As Lauren is potty trained, we also brought along her little red potty, and it was cool to see her poo-poo thousands of feet up in the air.
We're thousands of feet up in the air, and after 10 minutes we have poo-poo. See?
Okay, do pack a few of your baby's favorite toys, as familiar toys make them feel at home. And also do remember to pack some new surprises too, which can keep a usually active baby occupied and entertained while in her car seat. Okay, if you're bottle feeding, do bring along as many clean bottles as required for the whole flight, as you will not be able to wash your bottles on board. Okay, for baby meals, most airlines offer jarred baby food on board if you pre-order your baby meal, so there's really no need to pack your own unless you really want to. Do remember to bring along your own feeding equipment, like bibs, burp cloths, sippy cups, spoons and wipes, plus a plastic bag for soiled items. Oh, and lastly, hydrate, and hydrate. Most people really don't hydrate themselves enough when they fly, and babies will get completely constipated and super miserable if they're not properly hydrated. You have to constantly remind yourself to give your baby water all throughout the flight and make sure that you yourself take care of yourself too. Traveling with your baby need not be stressful, really. It should be fun and enjoyable, and it will be if proper planning is done. So I just hope this video helps, and thank you for watching.
Monkey see, monkey like, monkey do. Banana TV.